In Sydney, the Wine O'Clock show plays and stays at the Adge Hotel. Dare to be different at the Adge Hotel. Well, welcome, Richard Reid and the beautiful Prue MacSween back to the show. You hit us in season one, and we had to bring you back for season two.
Well,
welcome.
Thank you. I'm
Welcome to the Wine
dying to
O'Clock
play
show.
with my partner in crime. I think he's going to be a very naughty boy.
Oh my God! You know what? Are you taking my virginity, Shauna? Is that
I'll
what
be
you're
very
doing?
He's a Wine O'Clock virgin. Cheers.
Cheers.
We've got our tropical
Oh
on
my
today.
God.
Nice.
Ooh la
It's
la.
very summery.
It is.
Are we gonna get
it
a little
is.
Bali high here? Mmm.
Cheers, everybody.
Mm.
Happy
Cheers.
1 o'clock.
Hey.
It is, that time of the week where
This
we
is
wind.
good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tuck the puppies in.
Yeah,
Well,
did you
we,
bring the girls
I
out
brought
for
the
my
girls
honor?
out. Well, I thought I'd better, just in case I could entice you,
Oh my
turn you
God.
over the other
If
side.
you want to put one on my shoulder,
They
you
will.
can.
They have a life of their own, so they may take over.
I like it. Just the five of us here.
This is going
Get
to be
it?
a wild
Okay.
show.
Yeah, we got it. We
Okay.
got it.
How often? All right, sorry.
Richard,
Hi.
welcome to the
Thank
show.
you. Thank you.
A virgin of the 1 o'clock
Yes.
show. What have you been up to lately?
Oh my gosh. Well, what haven't I been up to?
We didn't say who.
I know. Oh, okay. That's another story. Well, I pretty much divide my time these days between Sydney and Los Angeles. I've been producing for Entertainment Tonight, little segments there, and have real estate. And then over here, gosh, all of a sudden I found myself in demand for emceeing and hosting. Did the Hair Gala Awards, does stuff with Mumbrella, and of course I'm developing a podcast. Who knew? I'm old.
You're old.
Okay, I'm old, and I'm like, a podcast?
What
Who
the
listens
hell?
to those? People do. And as you know,
Yep.
TV. A little bit of a dinosaur. It's all about the online. So I'm developing a few things there. I'm really excited. I'm so proud of you. I watched your show and I was like, my God, it looks so professional, right?
It is.
Because I need to get on that.
I know. It's good.
And Prue, welcome back.
Thank
Season
you.
2. We had to get you back because, you're such a blast in season 1. What have you been up to lately, Dom?
Darling, just look, winding down for the year. It's been a really busy year. Playing up a bit, the usual stuff, doing Have Mouth Will Travel. I prostitute myself across most networks, have a comment on everything, know nothing about anything, but, it seems to work. So.
Now, I have to ask, because you two have both been on Celebrity Apprentice, different seasons.
Oh, can you imagine if we were on the same?
Oh, Bitches Inc.
Meow, meow, meow.
Tell us, is it as good as it looks on television? Like, is there a lot of...
No,
No.
What
Oh my
goes on behind the scenes?
Oh.
It was a nightmare. I think the stress of that gave me cancer. I've got to tell
Oh,
you.
really? You think?
Oh, God, yeah. You get 4 hours sleep if you're lucky. You've got to worry. You're so stressed out about who's going to knife me next time.
Oh, and how about when you have to call up people and ask for huge sums of
Begging,
money?
begging.
I can barely ask for bus fare.
I know,
And
I
then you're like, $500,000? Okay, I'll take $2.
Yeah, exactly.
I lost so much weight. I think I lost 10 kilos.
Oh,
and by
God,
the end,
I
I was like,
So do
It
you
was
seriously have to
crazy.
ring,
Yes.
like full on?
oh, you find out who your friends are.
You do.
Oh.
But you also do it after, a typical day for me was 3 or 4 a.m. call,
Mm-hmm.
makeup, because it take a while to get this thing we've done up. Then you might be on set at 5 or 6. Then you're challenging all day. Then you get home maybe at 11 o'clock at night. Then you hit the email begging people. And then you cannot even guarantee they're going to get any return on investment or a mention even.
No, yeah.
And then you go to bed and do it all again. That's why you cry, you beat up people, you bitch face constantly.
Oh, and the thing is, here's their secret I found out later. Get this, and you'll probably 100% back me up.
Yep.
Okay, they're always like, oh no, lunch is coming. Have a coffee. Oh, lunch is almost on the way. Have a double coffee. So everyone's like, no. And it's like, what are you looking at? What?
know.
I'm fine. And honestly, I tell you, they starve you and
They
you're
did.
sleep deprived.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And it's like Lord of the Flies. You know, it's like you roadkill in the boardroom. The
Oh.
boardrooms are so intense. It's like being in a witness box for 6 hours. You know,
Because it looks horrific, like that boardroom scene, and I wonder how much is it staged?
Oh, it's
No.
real. I was real. Well, I was on with that Tim Dormer, who
Yes.
was on Big Brother,
Brother.
that crazy with the
Yeah.
blonde hair. You know, I actually like him. That's the thing. But he
he's a puppeteer.
manipulated. I had
Yeah.
no idea because I'm a pretty straight shooter.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, you're a drama queen. And you're a whinger. And I'm like, I'm not. And I totally flipped out. And then I look back. And everyone's like, oh, he played you. And I'm like, what? Really? And then it was game on, Maul. I was just like not having it. He was dead to me. Did that make sense, that
Yes.
story?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It makes me get a little sick thinking about
I
it.
know, and you know.
And plus,
we
I
are-
was robbed. I should have won and you should have
Of
too.
course, we should
were
have,
robbed.
darling. We were totally robbed.
Talking about, let's get in-
Surviving.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Let's get into our topics of the week. Obviously, we've got an entertainment reporter on, we'll talk about Kanye West. Is he just being a bit of a drama queen himself? You know, like we seem to hear every week something about either the Kardashians or the Kanye West.
Yeah.
You know, shoot.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's really lost the plot this time. You know, he's not on the Kardashian show,
No.
so he doesn't really need that. And clearly, he says he's suffering from sleep deprivation, which we know about. We were just talking about that. And he's always been very much of a loose cannon, and apparently he was acting very, very strange. Did a concert, performed 2-3 songs, and then left the stage. Apparently, he's on a psychiatric hold, and they call that a 5150, where you're held against your will. So I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? In all transparency, I'm not a huge Kanye fan.
No.
Never have been. And I always think, even for Kim, you know, he really lucked out. I think Kim was really stupid to get with him. Oh my God, did I just say that? I just think that even she's better than him.
Oh my God. But I mean, being exposed to that whole family and scene would send you a bit nuts, wouldn't it? I have to say. I mean,
Can you know one Kanye song?
no, I don't even, look, to be honest, I had to look it up. I don't even really follow the dickhead. I think, you know what, why do we even need to worry about them? They're just rubbish. You know, they're just brands.
So, you know, the thing about the Kardashians, though, themselves, I mean, you have to admire how great they are at whoring themselves out.
Yeah.
They're master manipulators. And then for Kanye, he's like ka-ching, ka-ching. But I'm telling you, people are like, oh, I just love his music. I'm like, I wouldn't know a Kanye song if it came up and slapped me upside the head.
Do you think he's, suffering from attention deficit syndrome?
Because those Kardashians are getting too much in.
She got the robbery and all that attention. What's he got?
What did you make of that robbery? Did she play it up or did that really happen?
I think it probably happened, but you know, it was just, well, who travels with that? I mean, of course, I have millions of dollars worth of jewels. Do you take
Oh my
them traveling with
God!
you?
Well,
No,
I've got my
God.
family jewels. And who doesn't want me to
They're
take
priceless.
those?
They're priceless.
Did you want to feel? No, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna behave. Yes.
But all jokes aside, I mean, obviously mental health is a big issue, not only in Australia, but around the world. So we do hope he gets the help he needs.
I think clearly being in the hospital, and money's no object. You know, if he is suffering from something, he's in good hands.
Yes.
I think so. It's really an important message to go out there. Anybody who's feeling, lost, depressed, whatever, seek medical attention.
Absolutely. And we've touched on obviously the Kardashians, and they are the queens, I guess, of social media. And that brings us to our next topic. This week, Sophie Monk decided she was going to post a photo on Instagram drying her vagina after she just had a spray tan. Is there stuff that you just shouldn't put? Are we oversharers? Should we not put stuff on social media?
Wow.
Was it a video of her drying her?
It was a photo on
A
her
photo.
Insta.
She did
Yeah,
have
yeah, I
something
see.
She
on.
had a black, she had
Yeah.
one of those disposable G-strings on.
Right,
But yeah,
right.
it
Well,
was
look,
there
if
for
I had a
everyone.
body like hers, I'd be flashing my bits as well, probably.
Sure.
Well, says she, trying
Yeah,
as
yeah,
best
right.
she can with her pathetic.
You know, good for her. I did see those. I do follow Sophie. She's a good friend of mine. I adore her. She's mad as a hatter.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. And once in a while, you can cross the line. But hey, speaking of the Kardashians, every other day Kim's nude.
Yeah,
and
that's
it wouldn't
true.
be unlike Sophie to post a nude photo, but in a way, I thought she was trying to transition away from that in some way.
Yeah.
She's a sexy girl, and
Yep.
a lot of guys follow her, so they can see that. But sometimes there is oversharing. I remember back when
Well,
Facebook first
yeah.
started, people would have like, you know, a healthy bowel movement, and like, oh, look at this. And you're like, really? You know?
Was there carrot? No, but the thing
Porn.
is, but you know, I think that she is a real girl, and she's probably quite natural and feels that it's fine to share. The only thing that worries me is a lot of her fans would be young girls.
Yes.
And you know, it's then getting into, well, it's okay to sext or, you know, do all those things, you know, showing body parts, which could come back to throw, you know, go against you years to come.
Yeah.
So I think there's probably a line in the sand. But look, who wants to condemn her? I love Soph. I think
Yeah.
she's a great
Yeah.
bird. I just think when you are a role model like that, maybe, you know, not so necessary to
put it up there.
You know, fan the
Has there
bush.
ever been a photo that's gone up on social media of you that you don't like, and you've had to try to take it down?
No, I've never had that. I mean, I when it's showing my fat backside or anything,
Yeah.
I'd like to, you know, the 20 double chins. But you can't. No, nothing other. I've never had my photo taken where I'm really
Yeah.
showing anything that wouldn't be.
Appropriate.
Yeah, I've had pictures where I've been at events where I've been like, ah! And you know, they're in the paper, but you know, they're gone. I did post a photo of my that showed my backside. I was in a hotel, and I was like, oh well, this is like late at night, you know, and I'm like, you could kind of see my backside in a mirror. You see my butt, and so I posted it.
A nude one?
It
No.
showed my bare butt.
Okay, yeah.
And I left it on there for 20 minutes, and then I took it down. And then of course people were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I've tried to find it since, and I can't, so I think I
that's good.
escaped. But
That's-
my butt did look good.
Yeah.
It did look good.
This week is Schoolies Week, and like every year, we see something happen, you know, drug overdoses or alcoholism, and people, I think
Yeah.
this week, you know, this lady that was walking across a balcony 14 stories up,
Saw that,
you know,
yeah.
why are we continuing to allow schoolies to happen?
I want to know first off,
Yeah.
did you do schoolies?
No.
Did you?
No.
Mm.
But
Did
when
you?
I was doing it, it was muck up.
What's your school? You do spring break.
Spring.
Yeah.
I did a spring break, but it was pretty tame.
Yep.
We're much stricter on alcohol, you know, below the drinking age of 21. So it's much, it happened. They used to have it in Palm Springs for years, and finally they stopped it and said, you're not welcome here anymore.
Yeah.
But schoolies, there have been a good share of fights, and kids get into trouble. The problem with schoolies is also the toolies.
Yeah.
You know, the people who are out of school who come and think, let's go have a rough and tumble time with
Yeah.
these kids, or they'll take advantage of girls who've maybe had one grog too many.
Yep.
So then it really turns into a real like F fest.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Do you think they should ban it?
Well,
Ooh.
look, I don't like nanny state stuff. You know, there are a lot of kids who go to these things. You know, I've got 3 stepkids.
Yep.
And, you know, one of them wanted to go to the Gold Coast, and I said no. She went with her friends to Byron, and they had a very safe, nice time. I would never let my kid go to Gold Coast, and I would never let them go to Bali, because I just think it's a scene that they don't need to be at.
Yep.
And I don't understand how parents who probably have funded this kid, or maybe he's got a part-time job, how they would let their kid go and be vulnerable, because, you know, when you're with a group of kids, you tend to do crazy things.
Yeah.
So why would you do it? You know,
Yes.
and risk something that could impact on you for the rest of your life. You know, I just
Why
don't
didn't
do
you
it.
do schoolies?
Well, I went to school in Tasmania.
Right.
And in Tasmania, you finished school in grade 10, which is 16.
Mm-hmm.
So we just don't, you know, down there, we all just went to a person's house.
Sure.
And we drank alcohol there. So we just drank alcohol and hung out, you know, at a person's house.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually have.
It is a big
Schoolies.
scene up there.
Yeah.
It is, and so there's something real bad will have to happen in order for them.
But
to
things
stop.
have already happened. You know, people fall off balconies. So kids fall out of the
I know,
balconies
it's
and
crazy. Well, not me. I
one
wouldn't
punch,
allow
like this
my
one
kids.
punch, you know.
Don't
that's
even
now-
get me started on one punch, okay?
Coward punch.
That is a whole nother issue, because the one punch is, you know, here in Sydney, I know we're going to have the lockout laws. That'll cure that. No booze, no one in after 1:30. I'm like, okay, well, how about looking at alcohol problems in our young
Yes.
people. That's something that no one wants to look
Yeah,
at.
half of them drink it at home and then go
Yeah.
out. So it's, this is where the logic is crazy. But, it just seems to me that we're pandering to our kids. Too many parents are wanting to be friends with their kids. There's no discipline. It hasn't been all their lives. And kids are just running riot in a lot of cases.
Were you left to run riot?
No, no. I have a brother and a sister,
Yes.
and I'm in the middle, so I was always like the Jan
the
Brady.
middle child.
I was the Jan.
Yeah.
And so I learned from my brother's mistakes, and unfortunately my sister wasn't the brightest bulb in the tree, so I was able to be really sneaky, and I never got caught. But the other two got caught. I was just sneakier than most, and always did stuff in moderation.
Yeah.
I liked my sparkling wine. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just never got caught.
So we put it out there this week that you two are coming onto the show, and we asked our viewers to send us in a few questions. So put the girls away
thanks.
for
Sorry,
it.
darling.
Thanks.
I got you.
You
I
can
got
mind
it.
my pups. And
Yeah, there you go.
Most people.
Trick or treat.
both.
What do most people think about you that is absolutely not true, Richard?
Oh, gosh, that was a good one. Oh, that I am a massive tool. No, that I am I know that I am really good friends with celebrities,
Yes.
which I'm not.
No,
No,
really?
it was always my
By
business
choice?
to talk about them.
Yeah.
I find them
They're
boring.
boring. They are boring.
They're
a lot of
boring,
them. Yeah.
up themselves, and I am so not up myself. I wish I was up myself.
Well, it would save a lot of time in drinking buying
I-
like drinks in bars, wouldn't it?
It would. It's just I like normal
Double
stuff.
denim.
Yeah. Double denim.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
double
yeah,
denim too. What about you?
Probably that I'm a bitch, because I'm really not a bitch. I come over as a hard-nosed bitch, but anybody who knows me knows I'm not really. So I'm quite soft.
You tell it like it is.
Yeah.
People
but they
can't
That's-
handle
They
the
can't
truth.
handle
That's
the
what,
truth.
so we've been at lunch before this show today, and that's what Richard said to me. He goes, so I want to ask, sort of wanted to ask me a question, but didn't know how to ask it. I said, just shoot. I don't do this sugar coat. Just
Yeah,
tell me how
exactly.
it is.
You just got to know your audience.
Yeah,
If you don't
exactly.
know, it's just
Yes.
some
I
people you
agree.
got to handhold.
Michelle Evans, Prue wants to know, how much different do you find PR today than before social media?
Oh, well, very different, because now if you're not on social media, you just ain't on. The consumption, depends who you're targeting, of course, but even older people are doing so much more social media. They're on Facebook and all of that. So I just think it's very different. It's harder, because you've got to also train your clients to understand that it ain't, if it's not in the Herald or the Telegraph, doesn't mean that you're not getting exposure to thousands, if not millions of people. So it's retraining your client, but it's also just realizing that it's a big world out there and you've just got to
Because
adapt.
print media is dying, isn't it?
Well, it's, look, it's interesting. It still influences a lot of broadcast media. A lot of the radio stations take their lead from whatever's running in the papers.
Sure.
So you still have to be there, but it's a lot tougher for them to make the revenue, obviously, and keep the circuit going.
I always find with social media, I'm having a hard time, keeping up with it because I always feel my life is not that interesting, and if you run into Delta Goodrum, you get a happy snap and you put it on there. But most day-to-day life is like, oh, should I get the full fat milk or the light milk? It's not that, and you take a picture, and then it's just not that interesting.
No, it isn't.
But Richard, people have seen you on TV for 10 years and have fallen in love with you, so they're interested. You probably don't think you're interesting, but there's, probably 300,000 people out there or more.
So you think if I have full cream or low-fat milk, they might be interested?
I've been hanging out all day.
I should
to
take a
find
blow
out.
dryer and dry my privates.
Yeah.
Hey, Soph, this one's for you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Richard, Carly Wacker wants to know
Carly.
how you got your break in entertainment. So she's saying entertainment reporting is super hard to break into.
Yeah.
How did you get your break?
Oh, God. That's a very good question. I will say perseverance. You have to have your eye on the prize. I actually have a degree in broadcast journalism, which that's one thing that people don't know about me. And so I was doing the hard news stories, fire. But I was like, hey, there's fire here. And they were like, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Then I realized there was such a thing as an entertainment reporter. So I interned and what's that called, work experience to someone like Richard Wilkins in the States. And I did that for years, and I put a demo reel together, and I just did it through sheer perseverance.
Yeah.
And then with the Today Show, when I was on there, I just had a lucky break.
Yeah.
I knew someone who knew someone, and then it just kind of caught on.
But it is that time of the day, and Prue, you've played this game before, but I'm not sure if you have, Richard.
A game?
Yes,
Yeah.
Never Have I Ever.
Never have I ever.
Yes, you get a paddle. And it's,
I get to paddle, Prue?
yeah. I have,
Oh
I've
my,
never.
you've been a naughty girl.
And I'm going to
Okay.
ask you some questions, and
Okay.
you have to tell truthfully
Yeah.
whether you have or you haven't. And
so good.
if you've got a great story that goes along with it, we like to hear that.
Okay, so
too.
I have
And
never.
Mm-hmm.
I have never.
I don't think you could ever say that. Thank you.
No, I wonder. Oh, okay. I'm nervous.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
Never have I ever lied on a talk show. You have?
Oh yeah.
Naughty.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to carry Ann like all the time.
Lie to who, Carrie Ann?
Yeah, carry Ann. She was so intrusive. She would ask very pointed questions.
Ooh.
Okay.
Never have I ever waxed a part of my body into a weird shape.
Oh.
Is a runway weird?
I think we had this discussion last time.
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Well, if it's a runway,
Landing
is
strip.
that weird? Landing strip.
Oh, a landing strip.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, what
Yeah.
shape was it?
Well, what planes have you driven on that's been been squiggly? Or
Honey,
whatever?
I've driven on no landing strips. I'll tell you that. If you play your cards
you're-
right, it could be tonight.
Well, you're working on my boobies well.
Kid. Oh.
Yeah. Never have I ever accidentally outed a friend.
No, all my friends are so
Oh.
straight. I mean, by that straight as in straight up, we'll say they're gay, or I mean, it's so obvious when they are.
I may have inadvertently, but quickly it got brushed aside when they said, "How dare you!" You know, it was like obvious to
Or
everyone in
when
the
their
room.
wife said, "What?"
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
Never have I ever Googled myself.
Oh.
Oh,
What do you look for when you Google yourself?
what?
I'm
Bob?
still trying to find that butt picture.
He wants to repost
Yeah, I look for
everything.
everything. I just do it generic,
How
just to
often?
see.
How often a week do you Google
A
yourself?
week. Oh, now you're just being mean. Now you. Oh, you do it once a month.
Yeah,
maybe?
I know. I love it because I like reading all the hate stuff about me. So
Yeah.
I find that amusing. So,
Yes.
but I only do it once every few months. I forget about it, and then I think,
Yeah.
oh, I'll have a little look. But I love it when people tweet about me. You know, is she still alive and all of that. So I always press like
Yes.
and retweet it, which they hate because
Right.
you know they want to defend you.
Retweeting, you know, is not even about yourself, but about anyone. You have to be careful. I got into a heap of trouble with one of my Celebrity Apprentice pals. I retweeted something about her. I didn't realize, because I'm such a dinosaur, that retweeting meant that you 100% wholeheartedly
Yeah,
agree
yeah,
with
yeah,
this
yeah,
comment.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, and they dined out on that, where I was the bully, I was the mean one.
Oh.
Oh yeah, well, she got a good career out of it.
I didn't
but-
realize that. I learned something new today.
Yeah. Right? I did. I just thought, oh, well, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. And so I learned that. And so it kind of has made me
Very
skittish.
careful. Yeah, yeah,
And,
fair
and
enough.
I don't like that. I
Yeah.
don't like having to be careful in
No.
that way.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on the show today.
Oh,
It's been a
pleasure.
It's
was
gone so
fun.
fast.
I know. If I could have you here all day, I would. Thank you so much. Richard, just quickly, where can people see you on TV now? Because you're not on Channel
Oh
9
gosh, well, they can see me on Studio 10.
Yep.
I just love
It's a
those
great
people.
show, yeah.
And be on the lookout for my podcast.
anymore. And some new
So, yeah.
projects.
Mm-hmm.
Prue, I think you're going to be on Sunrise tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm on Sunrise
Oh.
tomorrow morning. Weekend Sunrise. I do
Yep.
Channel 9 Today Extra,
Yeah.
and occasionally a current affair.
Cool.
Prostitute.
Well, make sure you all have a fabulous weekend. Cheers, cheers.
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 Thanks for having
Cheers
us.
to you out there.
Merry Christmas,
Thank
everybody.
you. Merry Christmas.